Shalom, all praises to Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahweh Shai, double honors to the apostles of Great Millstone, and shalom to you sincere brethren out there pushing the word in sincerity and truth. This video is going to be about clubbing. You know, the apostles put out the order that we ain't meant to be clubbing. So I'm just going to be going into the scriptures and showing you why you shouldn't be clubbing in accordance with the scriptures. Now, first and foremost, the most obvious thing is we're at the end of this deal right now. We're at the cusp of World War III and the RFID chip being implemented in this world we're living in right now. And in that being done, you going out there into the club is gonna take you that's a worldly thing. Going out there and enjoying yourself, that's gonna take you away from what you're meant to be learning. Because it even tells you in the scriptures, Ecclesiastes 7:2, it says, better to go to the house of mourning than a house of feasting. So being in a lamentation, a lamentive state is probably the best thing for you as a man in the truth. It's best for you to be a hermit, be at home and chilling by yourself, man. If you got a woman, you go check her, whatever responsibilities you got as a man, you deal with that. But hey, you need to be getting deep and down and dirty into the nastiness of the scriptures. So, yeah, man. And, you know, you might say that the apostles done it when they were younger. We're young, why don't we do it? Because when they were younger, the prophecies weren't popping off like they are now, man. That's basically the point of that, man. We're in a different time. That was then, this is now, man. And really, you gotta look at it through a spiritual eye that the Lord is making these things, making the apostles do this due to the fact that it's a spirit, man. You get me? And furthermore, man, when you're up in them clubs, man, it's a whorehouse. It's a place of demons. And I'm gonna read a scripture that actually reiterates everything I'm saying about the clubs, man, so you can really understand where I'm coming from. Alright, so now I'm going to read this scripture. This is Salakia, bear with me. Romans 13:12. The night is far spent, the day is at hand. Let us therefore cast the works of darkness, and let us put on the armor of light. And we know what the armor is. The armor is mentioned in Ephesians. And the light is Yahweh Shai. So, hey, that's where we're meant to be doing. Verse 13. Let us walk honestly as in the day, not in rioting and drunkenness, not in chambering and wantonness, not in strife and in envying. Now, I'm going to break this down bit by bit, and then I'm going to read it over and go further in depth. But I want to go to specific words. The first word I'm going to go to is writing. Now, when you look up the word writing, the word you find at Salakia. Yeah. Let me start. I want to go to chambering first, and I'll go to writing. Now, when you look up the word chambering, the word you find there is Strong's G 2845 koite, I believe it's pronounced koite. Now, where it reads, when you look it up, the second point says marriage bed. And then it says, underneath that it says, A, of adultery. And reading on it says 3, cohabitation, whether lawful or unlawful, A, sexual intercourse. So basically, this place, a chambering, is talking about as a club, man. When you go up in a club, what are you going up in a club for? You're looking to basically find yourself a woman to take home and ultimately deal with. Now, in most contexts, that woman is a one-night stand. Unless you might meet you might have met your girl in the club and you're with her and whatever. Hey, I don't know. But on a general scope, I'm generalizing. I'm saying when you go up in a club, the type of women you find up in there are fucking hoes, man. Straight up, man. They're looking for a one-nighter. They're looking for the guy that's got that's popping the bottles, holding down the corner of the club, looking fly and all that shit, got the fresh shape up and all that shit, and they're trying to get with him so he can pop her and she can feel good about herself. And on top of that, she'll probably have a man as well. She just came out for a girls' night out to get away from her boyfriend and get some attention from a sucker in a club. And that sucker could be you. Okay? So now, so now it says, so that's the point. The club is a place of adultery. Yeah? So now I'm going to look up rioting. The word you find there for rioting is Strong's G 2970, Komos. Rioting, a nocturnal procession of half-drunken and frolicsome fellows. And that's what you got up in a club, that's what's going on, man. Frolicsome fellows, doing all kind of madness, man. And basically in a drunken state. You after supper parade through streets with torches and music in honor of Bacchus. Now that even shows you that this riotous behavior goes back to the worship of a pagan idol, which was known as Bacchus, the idol of the grapevine, I believe, basically of partying and having a good time. But then it also goes back to Dionysus, which is the Greek. Basically, the Bacchus came out of Dionysus, the Greek idol, okay? Which also Nimrod is another name for Nimrod. Now, when you go down and deal with Benjamin, they got a thing called even Jamaica has it. It's called Bucknell, Jamaica, and they had one 2015. They got one planned for 2016. So that's another name for carnival, basically.
Oh,
Bacchanal, yeah. I know you know about that more than I do. So, you anything to say on it, bro?
Yeah.
Yeah. So, Bacchanal. So yeah, you know what that is. And when you look up the word Bacchanal on just like on a dictionary, what you find is said a wild drunken celebration. Now all you gotta think about is a pasa man down in Jamaica, man. You see all the wickedness those so-called Benjamites, well, them Jamaicans and them different niggas down in the islands are doing, man. They're doing some wicked shit. So, hey, wild drunken celebration. Then it says too, now this is the spiritual aspect of it, a priest, worshipper, or follower of Bacchus. So you know that really what's going on when they're doing that is they're really conjuring up demons in the name of Bacchus, man. That's what's going down. And that's take it to carnival, man. You have down here in London, you have Notting Hill Carnival, and there's many other carnivals. You have carnivals up in Birmingham, carnivals in Luton, all over the UK, which have followings where people from different areas in the country will go down to them areas. But that is the same shit's happening, man. You see some shit. You have some hoes out there doing some unadulterated acts, and you have violence going on, man. Strife and tension. And that's all in the name of Bacchus. Okay? So going back to the blue letter, it says, or some other deity, and sing and pray before houses of male and female friends. Hence used generally of feasts and drinking parties that are so that's my handwriting, man. So lucky, I don't know what it says, but you look up on the blue layer, you'll see it. Till late at night and indulge in revelry. So you know what revelry is? Revelry is just loud noise and just madness, man. And this is like we're not meant to be involved in. We're meant to live up to the words that are written in 1 Peter 4:1, man. I believe it is, where it says that your friends find it strange that you're not in the same form of reveling as they are, man. You're not into all that no more. You find more peace in basically being away from them. Okay? And now I'm gonna go back to Romans now. I'm gonna read Romans 13:13. Let us walk honestly, as in the day, not in rioting. Yeah, you know, all that madness in the club, bacchanal, and drunkenness, not in chambering, being in an adulterous environment, wantonness, that's the same thing, and in strife and envying. Now, when you go up in them clubs, one of the main things that's going to happen to you as well is strife, man. And I can account for that. I can give my account that there was a time when going raving, raving, going out to the clubs and all that kind of shit. And demons kept on fuck with me, man. Like on various occasions, I had a lesbian try to fight me. I had some white boy try offer me out of nowhere, randomly. But you know it was the demons. And then every woman I ended up trying to get with had a boyfriend. And it was ridiculous because the reason why I went there in the first place, trying to deal with them, was because they were giving all the signs. So that's an area where you don't know who these women are with as well. You don't know what's going on. That's how you can create strife and envy. And another nigga see you talk to a girl or deal with a girl that he had his eye on. That's a gateway for Satan to jump in and fuck with you, man. So that ain't a place you're really meant to be at. In a club, man. So the strife and envying, it's real, man. So with that, I'm going to say all praises to you, Yahweh, Bar Shem Shai, double honors unto the apostles of Great Millstone, and shalom to you sincere brethren. Shalom.